Hi guys, my name's Vicky. This is Mum Life Journals. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, big hello. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much. Thought I'd do a quick review of my end of quarter one journals and see what is and isn't working, because I'm having trouble. And if I'm being completely honest, I thought I only had 2 journals, but I haven't. I've got all these, and yeah. So I'll quickly go through what I've got and what I am and I'm not using. So this is my reading journal that I set up in January using the advent box that I unboxed from Wisporia. This is the undyed leather cover that came in the advent box, and a lot of the things that came, this is a sticker folder with the advent box. Now, I started off okay. I did my goals. I was colouring in up until Feb. The books I'd completed, doing my book trackers, my book bingo and things. I was writing down the books that I was reading, and then I kind of stopped in Feb. And the problem being now, I've read that many in between, I'm not even filling in this bit, that I've not gone back. I do track my books on lots of online things, but I'm just not coming in and writing the review. I got up to Feb, that I didn't do the reviews, stuck in the pictures of books I'd read but didn't write the reviews. Did do the review on the Rose Bargain because I loved it. Keep your eyes peeled if you're interested in this book on a upcoming video, can I just say. It did get a 5-star from me. But yeah, I'm not keeping up with it. I wish I was. I just don't have the energy nor the inclination, especially when I track things online as well. So I may come back to this, but if I'm being honest, I'm not using it. Then we have my new one that I got, giving it its due, obviously. It is new. It is gorgeous. I have tried to have a little read of all the tons of information at the beginning. If I'm being completely honest, a lot of it doesn't make sense to me. I'm interested most at the minute on the menstrual cycles and the moon and how that fits in with your energy and things like that. So I will track in here that and see if I can figure out that most basic element and how that pans out with how I'm feeling and what's happening in my life. But as you can see, I put in some monthly goals and weekly goals, and that is it. That is the grand total of what I've done. I've not had it long. I will try a bit longer to use it. Obviously, I didn't know what the book contained when I got it, but there's a lot of information, and although it is stated that it is for beginners as well as people who are more into astrology and things like that, I do think it was quite full on and complicated and doesn't exactly kind of explain what all this means and how you use it. Even though I've read it, I don't know what all this means and how I can actually implement it or use it. So little bit disappointed in that I hoped it would be a little bit more accessible for people who are just trying to get into it, which is why I went for the small size. So I will stick with this a little bit longer and kind of see if it is usable at all from the point of view of like monthly cycles and stuff like that. But otherwise, I can't see me really keeping up with this. This is one you guys won't have seen. I got this cover off Etsy. This is my Hobonichi Techo 5-year. I did start off strong. and I think I made it until October. But as you know, I moved last year and it was a lot. I wish I'd have carried on. And now I'm kind of in this stupid place where, because we're up to April again, I'm thinking, I've missed so much, I don't want to carry on. But it's 5 years long, so really I should carry on. I don't have it in me to kind of try and backfill. But I wanted to see the changes over the years. So I do need to either just sacrifice the months that I haven't done and keep going, or if I can be bothered, one day backtracking as much as I can. But at the minute, this isn't being used, which is really sad, because I really hoped I could keep up with it. That is another one that I'm hoping I will actually pull my finger out and actually use, but at the minute I'm not doing. Which leaves my Rosy Life Compact Horizontal. I did have a Weeks last year. I fell off the wagon using my Weeks. But this time, this one is really working for me with my things to do, my little trackers, my waiting on, my to-do list. Loving the decoration. I put meal plans sometimes down the side. I've tried different ways of tracking. I'm not even bothered if I don't track. Sometimes I don't. And I'm really using the weeklies. Monthlies not so much, because obviously they're small, but I do fill them in. I've got my monthly checklist of what's coming up, which is where I'm pre-planning, and then I've got my dailies, and this is what inspired me to keep on going with my A5 actually, because it's undated and I'm just writing when I want. So from here I did Saturday and Sunday, and then I didn't journal again till Wednesday. That's fine, I was busy. I've not filled it in since Bank Holiday Monday. I did a little thing there, but we're on Wednesday now, Tuesday, and I've not filled in for yesterday, but that's fine. This is working, and if this was slightly bigger, in all honesty, I probably could have got away with just having this for the whole year, but I didn't know that. I've got my lists at the back, my wheel plans, my waiting ons, my subscriptions, all that jazz. Everything is in here. Now, if you'd have asked me if I could have coped with just a Weeks last year, I'd have said absolutely not. And I think that was because the Weeks, I don't know, I was using that as in, I was using the weekly bit, but there wasn't enough notes pages for me to do the daily journaling. And I'm not doing a lot, I'm just doing a little bit, but it's enough. And then sometimes if I do want to backfill in my A5, I can, but otherwise I can write as much as I want in here. There is enough pages for you to have a whole page for every single day. There's 365 pages, and I'm not using that. So even on the days where I do write a bit more, like here when I went away and I used 2 pages for the Sunday and a bit, it doesn't matter, because there's other days where I'm not doing any. And I'm loving this at the minute. This is really working. Now, this brings me on to my Rosy Life Planner A5, which is, my cover's gotten a bit dirty. This started out strong, and then I started falling off the wagon. I was struggling to write every day. I didn't want to write every day. I do like the space for putting in photos and adding bits in, but I don't want to do it all the time. I don't feel like I need to. Sometimes there's nothing going on, or I've had a really shitty day and I really don't want to talk about it all the time. Like here, it was a hectic day. Yes, but I don't need to write down every little thing that I did. And it was just getting harder and harder until in February I just stopped. So going back to this little guy, I decided at some point to embrace what was working here. And I decided I would actually start, here, writing as much as I need. So sometimes most of the time it was like 2 a day, but this goes on to the next page, 2 a day, 2 a day, and that was fine. There'll be days where, like this one, I wrote more, and then I tipped in some pictures, and I've carried that on in April, just making the most of the space. I don't need to write loads every day. It depends. I mean, this day we did loads, so I wrote loads, and but I've not written in it since Good Friday. Now I will backfill this because that's only because we've had a really busy Easter weekend, which is why I've decorated up to there, so I can actually fill those bits in using my compact planner. But this is working now. I do struggle to keep going with it because I've been tired a lot and writing in this and then writing in this. So what I tend to do is fill in this, and then when I'm in a journaling mood, I'll go back and fill this in then, because this is my primary memory diary. I found I wasn't filling in my monthly at all, hardly. I'm not using these pages. I only went through and put these in today. So yeah, I'm not really using it, but I'm using it enough because I want these pictures and stuff in there to remind me, and I can't really, this isn't big enough to do that. So I think maybe, I mean, at the minute, and obviously I've already changed my mind by April, I'm thinking like a bigger, like a traveller size, like an N1 sterling ink sort of size, or something like that might have to work next year, and just not have this at all is how I'm feeling at the minute. I'm not saying that's going to be the same. I've tried discs before. I really don't like it. I've tried bullet journaling for years. I'm not in that place right now. I don't want to have to draw out all my layouts before I can use it. I like that it's dated and I can put stuff in. In fact, I think the fact that it isn't dated enough, if you will, far ahead, I can't put in the date, so I've had to go through and start penciling things in on this bit because it's dated, because my brain's just not remembering things and I need to put it in somewhere. Obviously this one is completely undated, so I can't do that even on the weeklies because they're like this, and until I've done a monthly I can't put it in there because they're like this, and obviously I don't know where my page is going to be up to. So that's the same with these dailies. I know I've got the dates, but because of how I'm using it now, I can't go ahead and jot onto that space. Well, I could, but I'd be flicking through trying to find what's going on, which isn't going to work. Again, with the monthly, until I decide on the kit and things, it's a bit trickier. I can pencil into there because this is dated, but I'm not coming into this, which is the problem. So I haven't found planner piece yet. I did in the Hobonichi last year. I really did, and I was hopeful this would make it better because it's fixed a lot of the things that irritated me in the Hobonichi. But in hindsight, an undated one would have been better. I think the overwhelming feeling of needing to fill the pages has been getting to me. I don't need this amount of space, but I do want space for photos. So this is too small. I don't know if you've got any solutions, guys. Rings is not for me. I've tried the Filofax. I've tried discs. That didn't work. I used it as a work planner. That didn't work. I do have, bear with me, a take a note. Another one that I got in 2025. This is for my husband's work calendar diary, so he knows when we're on school holidays. He knows when, so he's a little bit very visual. So we've got all these different work things in the colour, so we can just look at it straight away. The red boxes are when he's on annual leave, things like that. However, he's not even looking at it. So I could try this, I suppose, go into this and see if the little week overview and then this is enough. I'm not sure that this to journal is enough for like a photo and stuff as well. Again, it's just not enough. Maybe cutting in half that way would give me more space to journal and like a little bit for pictures. I don't know. This is not inspiring me to go into it either. So at the minute, I have not found a planner other than this that's really working, but this is not giving me the space that I'm craving for putting photos in. I suppose I could and then put an extra little book at the back if I ran out of pages, but it's already getting chunky and I'm not sticking extra tip-ins of photos and things into here. I do like printing off photos and putting them in as memories, which I could do, but this would bulk out so ridiculous that I don't think that's going to work. So I kind of need, I know people have got, oh, try B6. That might be an idea that I've not had, but I'm not doing it this year, guys. I am not buying another planner with all these, and I'm just not using them. So at the minute, Q1 has been very frustrating. I feel like it's been a waste of money. I don't think feel like I'm being extremely functional. As you may have seen from me flicking through, I've got a new job, which I found out about last Thursday, which I'm really excited about. But again, that means I need to be super organised. I'm going back to not doing the same shifts all the time like I do now. It's going to be different shifts all over the place. I need to be organised and it's not working. So I am gonna have to try one more month in here. But again, I'm just using it for kind of memory keeping, so it's not as bad in here. Keep on with this and hope and pray that this basically is going to be enough for my functional to keep me going. I'm not entirely sure, with me not being able to get in enough in advance with my months to put my shifts and things in, whether this is going to work. I'm not sure. If there's a way I could, I suppose I could use this because I'm not using it to track, to highlight when shifts are in advance. Maybe that would work because I'm not using this. I don't know, but if you have any tips, guys, please do let me know, because I'm getting very, very frustrated. What I will do while you're here is I'm just going to do a couple more pages in here, because I need to get some more labelled up so I can actually carry on. So I've got my folder here with my current kits being used in, and I'm going to get my stickers. But yeah, what is going on? I'm not the only one. I've seen a couple of my favourite YouTubers that I watch, and yeah, there's not many people that kind of seem to be happy with their setup and what they've bought and planned and chopping and changing, and yeah, it's really, really frustrating. I don't know. I think it's getting it's kind of like the old adage, you know, too much choice. I think now we're all just, we've got so much choice, whereas it just used to be a diary. And part of me is thinking, flipping heck, I wish I could just go back to the simple days of just having a simple flipping diary and have all over and done with it. But I'll miss this. The other thing is I need to get a grip of myself, because I also feel like I'm being a little bit crazy with my subscriptions now. I get the monthly, dated monthly from Harriet Wright Designs. I get the mystery one from Harriet Wright Designs. I will be getting my second Graceful Muse Papery mystery one. That's on the way. I get the Rosa Life Planner one. I don't need 4 subscriptions a month for 2 journals. And one of the journals I'm not even using properly. So I need to just get a grip and just stop. I have to make a decision. I've told myself I have to make a decision this month. I've seen the new Rosy Life Planner one, which has just made it even harder. It is beautiful. I'm waiting for my Graceful Muse Papery, and I've had my 2 from Harriet Wright Designs through, and then I'm going to have to go through them, just get them all out, and what am I using, what am I not using, you know, and be brutal. Because, and I'm the same with my book subscriptions. I'm absolutely loving it, but my TBR pile is getting absolutely out of control. I'm loving the books that I'm getting, and I am reading them, but with my headaches and things like that, I'm just not reading them quick enough. Not that it's a race, but that I've got so many. I mean, I'm literally waiting for my last book to come through to do my video. Let me just show you this, guys. Look at this. Like, I might just do the video anyway rather than waiting for the last one, because it's absolutely crazy. Like, I can't read all those books. Not that fast. I love reading, but it's just getting beyond the joke now. So again, I think I need to have a look at my book reviews that I've done online and my scoring, and see which company is giving me books that I'm enjoying, that are worth the money, because they're not cheap. Which are giving me ones that I'm finding joy in and really, really loving, and then just cancelling the other subscriptions. I've already done it. I tried Illumicrate, I tried Afterlight, didn't like those. I wasn't vibing with them. They just weren't for me. I found I wasn't enjoying the books that they were sending, so I cancelled them. At the minute, I'm getting the Locked Library, Forbidden Wing, and I'm getting the young adult, the adult, and the romantic from Fairy Loot. Again, I've only just started those though, and that's because I waited so long to get on the waiting list. I've waited. I want to give them a fair shot to see which ones I'm finding that I'm reading more, and then I'm just going to stop some, because I can't keep on like this. I need to. I'm kind of just getting myself not in a mess, but I feel sad that I've got all these unread books, and then I look at how much I'm spending in a month and thinking, you're just being crazy now, because you're not actually using those kits and things like that. You're not using all those, you know, you're not reading all those books or anything. So yeah, I think this is a good time, like they say, spring. So I know I'm not using my reading journal. I may come back to it. I'm not going to shoot myself over that. I will try and get back on board with my 5-year. I'm probably not going to use the Magic of 5. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. I'm not using the Take a Note. A5 will be probably just photos and things, and I'm just going to stick with this for now. So yeah, so with that in mind, I need to also start looking at these kits that I'm getting and be a little bit more choosy, picky, which is really difficult because honestly, this is the problem. They are all so pretty and it's just not helpful. If one was significantly better for me than the others or working better than the others, then that might be wonderful, but that's not the case. I mean, at the minute, I think I've picked my Rosy Life Planner new May kit and the Harriet Wright Designs May monthly for May, but I haven't had the Graceful Muse papery one through yet, so that could all change. Watch this space, because that one's on the way and could just scupper everything really, couldn't it? So when they are here, I will do a full I'll get the kits out and we'll give it a fair whack. We'll get all the May ones out that I got in May. I'll decide which ones I'm going to use for May, and then I will cull 2 of them. Because I need to, and I only need 2 kits per month. I'm going to undo my unboxing of my books, and once I've caught up a little bit and gave them all a little chance, give the books a read, I'm going to do the same with my book subscriptions and get it a little bit more streamlined, I think. I've given them all a fair whack. I always like to give my subscriptions at least 3 months to kind of see if you get a one-off dodgy month or you get a one-off like amazing month and the others are not so good, before I start cancelling things. And the problem being that with the books, I'm loving the books and I'm loving all of the journaling kits, so that's also unhelpful. But stay tuned if you're interested in my book unboxings as well. I will be doing that one soon, and I do have a beautiful giveaway for you for Easter. So hope you liked that very quick run through of these planners and what's going on. It's not really helpful because I still haven't found what I am going to do, rather what I'm not going to do. But they say you can never have too much stationery, but in this case you most definitely can, because apart from this titchy little one, none of these bad boys are working for me. Oh dear. Okay, any advice, any kind of suggestions, I would be more than happy to listen. Please pop them in the comments below and let me have a little read. And I shall see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.